History. Noun. Plural. Histories. 1. Uncountable. All the events that happened in the past. A turning point in human history. One of the worst disasters in recent history. A people with no sense of history. Many people throughout history have dreamed of a world without war. The area was inhabited long before the dawn of recorded history, before people wrote about events. These events changed the course of history. 2. Singular. Uncountable. The past events concerned in the development of a particular place, subject, etc. The history of Ireland, democracy, popular music. The local history of the area is fascinating. The school traces its history back to 1865. 3. Uncountable. The study of past events as a subject at school or university. A history teacher. A degree in history. Social, economic, political history. Ancient, medieval, modern history. She's studying art history. See also natural history. Related entries, subjects, and courses. 4. Countable. A written or spoken account of past events. She's writing a new history of Europe. She went on to catalog a long history of disasters. 5. Singular. History of something. A record of something happening frequently in the past life of a person, family, or place. The set of facts that are known about somebody's past life. He has a history of violent crime. There is a history of heart disease in my family. A patient's medical history. See also case history, life history. Extra examples. He will go down in history as a wise advisor and a kind man. History shows that New Zealand are almost unbeatable by British teams on their own turf. History shows that high approval ratings are no guarantee of re-election. I know nothing about his personal history. Oral history enables us to take account of those many aspects of history that are not recorded in documents. She created a piece of history by winning her fourth title. She familiarized herself with the case history of her new patient. She has a long history of mental illness. She studies history of art. The city has a rich and colorful history. The country has suffered several invasions during its history. The debate about the origins of the universe has been going on throughout recorded history. The doctor will need some details of your medical history. The history of this organization goes back many years. The regiment traces its history back to 1803. The team grabbed a slice of history here today. The town's history goes back to Roman times. The war has now faded into history. There have been conflicts such as this throughout history. They had an affair once, but that's past history now. They have a history of trying to interfere. This is a fascinating period of history. Years later, family history repeated itself with Everett's daughters. A building that is steeped in history. a history of heart disease in the family. A people with no sense of history. Events that could change the course of history. Her attempt to rewrite history with herself in the role of heroine. The best player in the sports history. The early history of the trade union movement. The history of the world. The most extraordinary meeting in history. The official history of the Labour Party. Things that happened in recent history. It was one of the worst disasters in recent history. Neil Armstrong made history by being the first man to walk on the moon. She's writing a new history of Europe. The area has a history of substance problems. The battle was a turning point in human history.